Hello, hello, my beautiful friend, my beautiful brother or sister in Christ. What is up? How are you doing today? Are you okay? I hope all is well. You are looking beautiful today, by the way. And I hope you had a good day yesterday. I hope you had a restful sleep last night. I hope you have a wonderful, glorious, splendid, marvelous day today. Yeah, I am so glad that you are here. Welcome back to the Daily Bread Bible Study with me, your host, Sandy, your friend through this difficult season that you're in. We are on the difficult season series here. And today I am going to be talking about Paul and not letting the prison cell break you, but letting it build something through you. Can you get on board with that? I know that I can. Okay, so let's start off with the question of the day. The question from my Bible study this morning. Have you ever felt like your life is on hold? Have you ever felt like you're in some sort of a prison? Like you're waiting for God to answer a prayer before your life can begin again. And you're waiting for it to ease up. What is it? Is it grief? Are you waiting for the diagnosis to change? Are you waiting for the relationship to heal? Maybe you are waiting for a door to open that feels like it has been shut for a long time. I don't know what it is for you, but welcome to the long suffering. I'm your friend through this. If that is where you have found yourself today and in this season, I want to share this Bible study takeaway with you today. I hope that it is as encouraging and uplifting and as strengthening as it was for me this morning. So I am going to be taking my morning walk while we do this, while we chat. I am going to be walking and I'm going to be talking so I do not rot in the grief. And so my goal these days is to do my Bible study as soon as I wake up, and then I get to my walking, and that is how I am surviving this season. I get my spiritual breakfast with God. I hope you're getting yours too. And then I'm putting him first, and then I'm taking care of my body next. And I'm meeting you here in these to share the encouragement from those. And so I hope that it can uplift you too, so we can both grow and not rot in this season, and position our minds for positivity each day, to train our brains where we want them to go, train our minds where we want them to go, to focus on the things of God, right? Let's not do this alone. We have each other. So I'm going to be walking. I'm going to be talking. I hope you'll throw on your earphones wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whether it's laundry or working, or maybe you're going to pick up the kids, you're cooking. Hope you're cooking yourself a wonderful meal if you're cooking. A nourishing meal. Friend, I love you. I love a productive person. I see all the things you are doing, how you are trying to move forward in all of this. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so Paul, let's talk about Paul. I've been in Exodus, but God took me over to the New Testament today. We went on a total side quest. I don't know why, but we did. And I'm learning about Paul this morning and last night too. And my takeaway was just so powerful. So Paul discovered something in prison that many of us spend our entire lives trying to learn. Raise your hand if you've been here. I'm raising my hand. He learned that God's purpose is not always waiting on the other side of suffering. Sometimes God meets us right in the middle of it. When most of us think about Paul, at least me, like when I think about Paul, I don't know about you, I think about the missionary journeys and the churches he planted and the miracles and the sermons and the letters he wrote. But I often forget where some of those letters were written. And that is what God has been showing me last night and this morning. And Paul wrote Ephesians and Philippians and Colossians and Philemon while imprisoned. Not from a comfortable home, not after a breakthrough, not after the suffering ended, from prison. And I went deeper into the study, and Roman prisons were not pleasant places. They were dark, they were damp. They were places of chains and uncertainty and discomfort and isolation and suffering. If anyone had a reason to believe his ministry was on hold, it was Paul. That his purpose was on hold. That God couldn't use him here. You know, he couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't reach people physically. And yet, he writes in Philippians 1:12-14, this is the ESV version. Let me pull it up. I should have my notes ready. Sorry, I don't edit these because, as I always say, I don't have the capacity right now. I'm in deep grief. I'm still in acute grief. And I'm just trying to simplify my life right now. So, okay. I want you to know, brothers, that what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel, so that it has become known throughout the whole imperial guard and to all the rest that my imprisonment is for Christ. And most of the brothers, having become confident in the Lord by my imprisonment, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. Oh, I just find that so incredible. Paul does not say what has happened to me will eventually be used by God. No, he says what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel. This is present tense. This is right now, in the middle of it, not after it, through it. Paul looked at chains and saw opportunity. He looked at the prison and he saw ministry. He looked at the suffering and he saw purpose. His guards were hearing the gospel. Others were becoming bolder. God was moving, not despite the prison, through it. And friend, I don't know what you're looking at right now. What's the thing in your life that feels like chains? What's the thing that you have been asking God to remove? What's the thing you've convinced yourself is keeping you from really living? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear. I want to hear from you. Your stories encourage me. Okay, I'm right here with you. I'm walking an extremely hard season. I want to know you. I want to hear from you. Put it down in the comments. Give this a like so that other people who are in this place can come and read your testimony. Share your testimony. We want to hear it. Share what you're going through. Okay, so what if God isn't waiting for your situation to change before he starts working? What if he's already working in it? I know. That is a difficult question. Because, trust me, I know. When suffering enters our lives, our instinct is usually to escape it. We want relief. We want answers. We want that door to be opened. We want God to move in the way that we want him to move. And there's nothing wrong with praying for those things. I heard it said when I was doing this study, and I can't remember who said it, so forgive me, but he was talking about how he prays 3 times. He prays 3 times for God to do the thing. And after the 3rd time, he starts asking God, give me strength within this. Use this. Use me within this. Okay, if this is what you want, if this is your plan, if this is your will, okay, I had to pray that prayer. Give me the peace and the contentment within it. If this is what you're going to keep me in to do the work. Because I know you're doing it. But there's nothing wrong with praying for it. Paul prayed too. In fact, he says in... Let me go look it up. I'm going to pause this. Hang on. I should be more organized. I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, I found it. 2 Corinthians 12, 9 through 10 ESV. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then I am content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Whew. So Paul prayed for relief. But God did not remove his thorn, that thorn in the flesh that he talks about. Instead, he gave Paul something else. His grace, his presence, his strength. And Paul discovered something that many of us, raise your hand if you're here, I'm raising mine. Many of us, we don't want to hear it at first. Sometimes God's greatest work is not getting us out of the prison. Woo! Sometimes his greatest work is what he builds inside of us while we are there. And I can tell you that has been true for my own life. Over the last several years, the last 5-ish years, I have walked through things I would have never chosen for me or for my family, especially for my kids. I've lost 2 daughters. My son has lost all of his siblings. One after another. One from a long battle of cancer. The other suddenly and unexpectedly, traumatically. I've lived, my body has taken the brunt of that. I am not good at doing this. I'm learning, but my body holds it all. I'm learning how to work with my body. That's why I'm out here on my walks every morning, taking care of her. I hope you're doing that too. But I have had a chronic illness that has taken so much from me over these last 5 years. It's been 4 for that. I got that after Jade had cancer. Anyways, yeah, and for a long time, I just wanted out. I wanted answers. I wanted relief. I wanted God to fix it. I wanted the miracle, the spontaneous, instant miracle. Who doesn't want that? I wanted life to go back to normal. I asked why. I prayed. I waited and waited and waited. And the answers I wanted never came. The situation didn't change. My girls are not coming back. The grief is not going to leave. I'm going to carry this for the rest of my life. I'm going to have this pain, this hole. I said in one of my writings on Substack, it's like as mothers or as fathers, we take all these pieces of ourselves and we put them into our kid. And then when they go, it's like they take those pieces with them. And the only thing filling that gap right now is God. But let me circle back around. I'm kind of going off on a side tangent. Like, the reality of my life as it is, it's not going to go away, probably. You know, I still have hope for chronic illness or whatever. But my girls, they're not going to come back right now, this side of heaven. And eventually, in all of this, I have had to realize that I have limited choices, but I have choices. I can spend the rest of my life waiting for the prison door to open. Man, I've been there. I sat and ruminated on all the things that I could do to have fixed my first daughter's passing, to change it. I literally drove myself sick while she was here and after, trying to fix it, trying to change it. And it is so tempting to do that again with the passing of my second daughter. But the only reason why I could easily go into blaming others or blaming myself or ruminating, but I've already learned that lesson. It gets you nowhere. It only just makes you a miserable person, and it makes the people around you miserable. And I'm not judging anyone who's there. It is a stage we have to go through, and we have to learn how to cope within that and how to get out of it. It's a process. But I had a choice. I can start asking God what He wants with me. What do you want to do with me right here? And how can I become strengthened through this? What can I give to the world through this? Well, how do you want to use me through this? What can we do here? I want to take more from this than it can ever take from me. I want this to become a classroom. I don't want this to become my coffin. I want to plant flowers by the grave. Because what choices do I really have? I just have to accept what is. That long suffering is hard. People think of the fruits of the Spirit, and they want all the fruits of the Spirit, but they don't want the long suffering. That is a fruit of the Spirit. And fruits come out of that place. It's not comfortable. It's not the fruit we always want to choose. So, backing up a little bit here, I can spend the rest of my life waiting for the prison door to open, or I can start asking God what He wants to do with me right here. It doesn't mean the pain is going to disappear. It's not. It doesn't mean the grief's going to go away. It hasn't went away. It's probably never going to go away. It doesn't mean suffering suddenly becomes enjoyable or we're denying reality. It's not any of that. But something changes. We all get in that pit in these places sometimes. I love what they say. Jesus is the rock at the bottom of the pit. Eventually you go so low, you find Jesus, and you find a different way. Okay? Something changes. We stop wanting We stop waiting to live. We stop believing that purpose is waiting somewhere on the other side of the pain. And little by little, God begins to transform us right in the middle of it when we invite him into it, when we surrender to him. And it is here that I have grown closer to God than ever before. It's here that I have learned dependence. It's here that I have learned compassion and empathy and patience and endurance. And I could go on and on. It's here that I have found purpose. It's here that this podcast exists. It is because of this that you and I are chatting right now about this. It's because of this that I'm able to extend a little bit of the strength that God has given me to you, to remind you that he can do the same. It's here that God's getting the glory. It's because of this that I found Christ in the first place. The very place I wanted to escape became the place where some of the deepest healing is happening. Not healing from the situation or the circumstance. Healing from the things inside of me. The fear, the bitterness, the control, the self-reliance. God hasn't delivered me from the suffering, but he is delivering me through it. And maybe that is where you are at in this season or today. Maybe you're waiting for things to change, to start living again, or for permission to start living again. Waiting for the answer, waiting for the healing, waiting for that door to open. Friend, what if God isn't asking you to wait? What if he is inviting you to meet him right here in this season, in this grief, in this uncertainty, in this betrayal, in this prison? Not after it. Inside of it. And Paul says, hang on, I got a bug on me. Just a sec. Pause. I'm going to pause this. Hang on. Okay, the joys of morning walking and talking. Actually, that gave me a chance to go look up this one I wanted to share with you. So, in Philippians 4:11-13, ESV version, Paul says, "For I have learned in whatever situation I am in to be content. I know how to be brought low, and I know how to abound. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of facing plenty and hunger, abundance and need. I can do all things through him who strengthens me." So, Paul says he learned contentment. He learned it. Keyword. That means it wasn't natural. It was developed. It was refined. It was forged. The prison taught him. The beatings taught him. The shipwrecks taught him. The hardships taught him. The suffering taught him. And maybe that's one of the gifts hidden inside of difficult seasons. Not because suffering itself is good. I don't want to paint this like I enjoy it or anything, or that it's good to be attached to it. Child loss is not good. Cancer is not good. Chronic illness is not good. Betrayal is not good. Pain is not good. All the things that we are suffering right now are not good. But God is good. And because he is good, he can take even the worst things and he can bring something meaningful out of them. He is an abundant God. Whatever you give him, he's going to take it and he is going to create something incredible, far beyond what we could ever hope for or imagine with it. So, my friend, do not waste your suffering. If pain enters your life, Do not let it leave empty-handed. Take something back from it. My daughter Jade used to say, take more from it than it can ever take from you. She used to say, sometimes bad things happen, but you got two choices. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it help you. And I'm butchering her quote. Don't waste your suffering. Let it leave you wiser. Let it leave you stronger. Let it leave you more compassionate. Let it leave you more dependent on God. Let it leave you better equipped to help the person who will one day sit across from you carrying the same wounds that you've carried. Because sometimes your pain will preach a message that your words never could. I heard that somewhere, and I love that. Sometimes your scars will reach people your advice never could. Sometimes the thing that broke your heart becomes the very thing that God uses to help heal someone else's. That's what happened with Paul. His prison looked like the end, but God turned it into a platform. His chains looked like a limitation, but God turned them into influence. His suffering looked like a setback, but God turned it into a ministry. 2,000 years later, we're still reading words written by a man sitting in a prison cell. Whew. Sometimes when I get insecure and I don't want to do this, I don't want to pick up my mic. And then I remember how precious life is and how short it is and how it can leave in an instant. And it's like, what are you leaving? What are you leaving? I hope that my voice goes on long after me and can help and encourage someone in the pain. As I dig into these Bible studies, I can take what God is giving me through them to cope with this pain, and I can extend it to somebody else so they can cope with their pain as well, and then they can be directed to the God who's doing it, to the Christ who can strengthen us, who can do it all. And then I'm like, I look at Paul and I'm like, I have no freaking excuse. I have no excuse. Think about that though. The prison didn't stop him. In many ways, it became one of the most fruitful seasons of his life. And eventually, this is what really stood out to me, Paul came to the end of his life. The prison didn't disappear. The suffering didn't disappear. His story didn't end with earthly comfort. It didn't get the happy ending. We see people in the Bible who they suffered. Joseph suffered, but he got the happy ending. Job suffered, but eventually God made it right. Here we see somebody who just endured long suffering and there was no happy ending. If that feels like you, and I'm not saying that is you, I hope that's not you. I hope God turns it around. I am praying for you. But Paul, listen to his final words here. 2 Timothy 4, 7, 8. ESV. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award me on that day. Paul doesn't say, I escaped the suffering. He doesn't say, I finally got my breakthrough. He doesn't say everything worked out the way I hoped. He said, I fought, I finished, I kept the faith. The victory was not escaping the prison. The victory was remaining faithful within it. So before we finish this, I want to ask you something. What is your prison right now? What is the thing you keep asking God to remove? What's the thing that makes you feel like you can't really begin until it changes, or you can't move on, or you can't move forward, or you can't do the thing until it changes? You're kind of just waiting. You're stuck in this waiting game. You're stuck. I don't ask that lightly, because I know some prisons are absolutely heartbreaking. Some are exhausting. Some are so unfair. I just had the state prosecutor ask me what I wanted. And I was just thinking to myself, nothing will ever be fair. Even if I ask for justice, nothing will ever be fair for my Lydia. We don't get there. We don't get that. Some prisons are incredibly painful. Don't I know it? But what if the prison isn't where your purpose has to be delayed or stopped or stuck or can't happen? What if it is where God is developing something in you that couldn't be developed any other way? And I wish that it could. But I am not God, and I realized I shouldn't be God. I don't know what you're carrying today, friend, but I do know this, and I do want to leave you with this. God is not waiting for you on the other side of your suffering. This I know. He is present with you in it right now. And maybe, just maybe, the thing you keep calling a prison is becoming your platform. Maybe the thing that you wish would disappear is teaching you things comfort never could. Maybe the thing that feels like it's breaking you is actually something that's building you. If that is you today and in this season, I genuinely want to hear from you. Please leave a comment. Tell me, what are the seasons you're walking through right now? What's been the hardest part? What do you think God might be teaching you through it all, in the middle of it? I want to read them. I know there's others, again, who will be encouraged by your story too. Let's make the comment section a fellowship, a testimony section. You can come and not just hear what Sandy has to say, but hear what I'm going through and hear how God has helped me, hear how His Word has changed me. That's what I want the comment section to be. I want you to chime in on this. This is a conversation. It's not just about me. This is about us as humanity since the dawn of time, going through the struggle and getting to know who our God is and how He meets us in it and how He takes it and turns it around. And who He is. That's what it's all about. It's all about Jesus. He does it all. Let's talk about that. How is He changing your situation in this? Maybe He's not changing it. Maybe He's changing you. You never know who is sitting in a prison season wondering if God has forgotten them. Friend, don't wait for the prison door to open before you start living. Don't wait for the answer before you trust. Don't wait for the pain to disappear before you let God use you. He can use you right here, right now, today. Some of the most important work God will ever do in your life may happen right in the middle of the place you are trying the hardest to escape. And just like Paul, one day you may look back and realize that the prison wasn't where God stopped working. It was where some of His greatest work began. And I can say that because through the last grief journey that I was on, man, I went through the depths of it and I came out on the other side and I thought I was done. Not done. It's always going to be with me. But I thought, okay, I got it together finally a little bit. And then boom. And you know what I learned from that? And I'm having to reach back to my old self to teach my new self. God's gonna do something good here. I know it's hard. I know it's horrible. It doesn't justify what's happening to you. But he can do something with this, in it, while you're in it. He can use you while you're in it. The prison isn't where God stops working. It's where he does some of his greatest work. It's where your ministry begins, whatever that is. Okay. Whew. What do you think about all of that, friend? Comment below. I want to hear from you. And together we're stronger. And I love sharing the word with each other about how we're getting through this hard season. And God told me yesterday, I want to share this. God told me yesterday that his Holy Spirit is like a fire that spreads from one person to the next when we fan the flame. And this is me out here fanning my flame. I hope you fan your flame today. I hope it catches on to other people. Let's let the light shine. Let's not dim it. Okay, friend? Let's be courageous today. Let's be fearless today. Let's be models today of how to carry this well with Christ. Let's be his little vessels where he can be glorified and people can see that no matter what you're going through, how hard the suffering is, guess what? There's a guy you can turn to who can turn it all around. That's my message. After everything I've been through, I can't do it. Don't look to me. If you admire anything in me, admire the one who did it, who put that in me, is Jesus Christ. It's his Holy Spirit. I was butchering it before I found him. Let's be those beacons of light today. Okay? We are not going to walk and drag our feet. Okay? We're going to hold our heads high. We are going to know whose we are today. We're going to know who goes with us, right? Whom shall we fear? Put those Crocs in sport mode and act like they are Louis Vuittons, baby. Okay? That's how we're going to walk through this. I heard that the other day and I love it. Yeah, no matter what it looks like, we know God is working it out for good. So we don't got nothing to worry about, okay? When we are walking with the Lord. Sometimes things are shaky, sometimes it's rainy, but we wouldn't appreciate the sun if we didn't have a little rain. Okay, my love? So keep being great, keep being wonderful, keep trusting God, keep coming to your word every day. I'm so stinking proud of you. I love you so much. And I will talk to you later, my sweet, warm, steaming cup of sunshine in the morning. Okay, bye.